Hey everyone, welcome to another Sealed Deck Shenanigans. So in this week's episode we're going to be building a 30 card deck from 4 packs of Magic product, as is nearly always the case here, a nod back to Magic the Gathering online format that I have fond memories of. And for this one we're doing a 50-50 split of the 4 packs. 2 from Zendikar and 2 from Worldwake. So what I'll do in the description, I will include links to the Zendikar set and the Worldwake set on Scryfall, so you can sort of familiarise yourself with those sets if you wish to. Also, I will include links to the MTG wiki, which is now hosted by Scryfall for Zendikar and Worldwake, if you want to sort of reacquaint yourself with the set as a whole, in terms of when it came out, what was in it, pre-release information about the intro packs as well. And so here's my card pool, as I've said, 50-50, 2 packs of Zendikar, 2 packs of Worldwake. Any basic lands that would have happened to have been in the packs would have come from Zendikar set, and also I used ZEN to generate this card pool. So let's see what first impressions we get by just flicking through various group buys and sort buys and those sort of things. One thing I will say is what I do remember of attempting to play this online, as I wasn't specifically playing Magic around the time it came out. I was sort of on a little bit of a mini break, in as much as when this came out, there was an awful lot going on in my life to do with a move from the UK to Nova Scotia. And so Magic the Gathering went on the back burner for a while, and it wasn't really till after this, around the time of Worldwake into Rise of the Eldrazi, that I started buying product regularly and getting interested in playing those sort of things. And so as a consequence, when I did get an opportunity to play the format, it would have been online, when they did some sort of throwback draft. And one thing that I learned pretty fast is that Zendikar in particular is a very fast format. So I'm probably going to be looking for builds that are relatively fast, or combine evasion or direct damage, I suppose, with tempo plays that maybe can slow the opponent down if they're playing a very fast deck. So yeah, I suppose 2 main strategies here: either build a super fast deck or build a deck that can impede a fast deck. I'm going to be, regardless of how good they look, I'm going to be a bit apprehensive about playing anything with very high mana costs, because as I found out at the time when I was drafting this, I've been in situations where by the time I got my good stuff out, I'd already died to some super fast deck. So that's something you do have to be a bit mindful of. Not to say you can't play high casting cost bombs, but you just have to be mindful of the journey that's going to be involved in trying to get that out. And sometimes it's going to be better to just go as fast as possible. You can see we've got quite a mixture here of non-basics. There's a lot of really cool non-basics spread around the 2 sets. So we got things like Bajilka Bog from Worldwake, which would be a good sideboard card. We've got some of this really cool sort of fixing. So we've got the lands that became creatures, so these creature lands, which would both fix for 2 colours. They enter the battlefield tapped, but for mana cost you could turn them into a creature until end of turn. There are also these, well, these called the refuges, I think, which enter the battlefield tap, but you gained 1 life, and then they tap for a certain 2-colour combination when they came online. The artwork was pretty cool at the time. It was one of the early examples, and we don't have them here. I suppose I should have selected those. Maybe I'll do when I do the deck. But yeah, it was early examples of sets which had, was it full art in them? It had been done before in, what was it, the unsets. But yeah, this was in Zendikar, it was a bit of a thing. Here it's just like the regular artwork at the moment. Quicksand was in Worldwake. There was these cards in Worldwake, this cycle of monocolour lands, which had some sort of ability on them. So we've got things like Smouldering Spires, Sajiri Steep. Then we've got another creature land, another rare from Worldwake. Yeah, so that one became a 3/4 white elemental creature. So they were rares. I don't know if I'm going to end up playing any of these, but we'll see. You can see it's quite a, what's that, 5 CMC, and this one would be, what's 3, I suppose. So, before you can leverage. It is a creature, although I'm imagining green. We'll see what sort of ramp we have. Good number of creatures to choose from. 5 enchantments, 12 instants in our pool. Do we have any sorceries? We have 4. I'm already getting quite a nice, just looking at this in overview, I'm getting quite a nice red removal, direct damage thing here, which is definitely pulling me into red. Let's just look at the colour breakdown here. Where are we? Okay. Yeah. Not much black. Pulse Tracker, Quest for the Grave Lord, Soul Stare Expedition, and Sorin Markov. So I think I'm tempted actually at this point just to get rid of those. Let me just make sure I'm logged in. I had this problem before. Yep, no, I'm definitely logged in. So we will set sideboard as the only category. And then we should, if I switch here, where are we? Yeah, let's sideboard that. So we'll sideboard all those. Right. We have a step link. Master Shredder, Swamp Walk. Join the ranks, Battle Herder. Where are... I know there was a mythic here. Where are the rest of our rares? So allies, and the other ones are these. I'm going to ditch those, I think, for the moment. Okay, so I could do allies. Depending on how many I have. let's see if we organise by colour. Actually, no, let's do type for the moment again. Categories, should I say? Okay, creatures by colour. Right. Okay. Ballad is a giant. That's an ally. That's an ally. Scout. Is that a... It's a core scout. Cats. Illusions. Merfolk. Drake. Kraken. Soldier. Drake. Bird. Ally. So that's what the second ally outside of our rare. I think. 3. What was here? Was this just one? Oh, maybe there was just one here actually. Oh no, 2. So 1, 2. Nothing, I don't think, in here. I can't remember that off the top of my head. Were they across all colours? I think they may have been. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we got Goblin Rune Blaster. Cool. Skitter. Tug Tug Scrapper. So that's 4. 5. 6. 6. Okay, 6. We do have Explore, so we could do something interesting in green. We do have 2 Kraken hatchlings, which are pretty interesting in this set because they can sort of clog up the board because they're 0/4s. Well, let's assume, okay, what we'll do, we will be a little bit aggressive here in terms of what we don't want to play. So I'm going to actually ditch white. I'm going to go for 2 colours. In a 30 card deck you can do 3 colours, but I've decided over time really that best to try and stick with 2 colours maybe. You could always like splash a low casting cost removal if need be. So I think early on with this particular series, I'm going to make probably a decision about, you know, what colours I want to play in fairly early on. So now, you know, saying that, we probably could have gone white-red. Although, would have preferred more stuff at a bit of a lower. Let me do not rarity. What am I looking for? Price type. Manavilla. There we go. Okay. Okay, so blue's got 3 drops up to here. In red, we're up to here. And then in green, just here. Again, you can see I'm sort of thinking about speed here. Okay, so some other stuff I can get rid of. I'm not going to be playing that. I don't... do I want to play this? It's multi-kicker. So really... And it's colourless mana only. So red, green, possibly. I'll move these lands for the moment to the maybe board, just the basic lands. Just so they're not clogging up anything. Okay. Not sure about this. You may put a land card from your handles of battlefield. I didn't also check to see how much landfall we've got. I don't know if there's that much. Okay, we've still got red in the deck. We don't have white in our choices. Quicksand. Let's just sideboard that for the moment. We can always bring it back. So the question is, do I want to go red-green? We have an explore. This is chosen. It's a relic crush. On a curve. Okay. Arbor Elf is a 1-drop. Nature's Claim. Yeah, that's more of a sideboard card, really, isn't it? Okay. I'm just looking at the lower casting cost stuff and seeing, is there anything that would be more of a sideboard card? Okay, that comes back to your library, which is handy. It's double green. Three for a 1/2. I don't know if I'm going down the ally route. Ether Figment is interesting in that it's unblockable. And it does scale a bit if it comes out later, because you can kick it. Rift. Blows up target creatures. Have to sack a land. It's a 3-drop. But the amount of damage it does is good in relation to the casting cost, relatively speaking, although this is a bit of a pain. Mysteries of the Deep. Draw 2 cards. Landfall. That's nice if you need to draw cards late game. Relic Crush, that's another sideboard, really. Oh, there's one of the Zendikars. Don't really want a 2-for-1 myself. Nice tempo play there. Flying. Okay. Let's remove green. Just checking these as I go along, rather than bulk moving them, just in case anything leaps out at me. Which means we also don't need that anymore. Oh, I hear a Mav. Hold on. Yep, Mav, how you doing? Mav has joined us. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Yeah? Any treats? Yeah? Okay, be a good boy. There we go. He's in the decided to occupy the director's chair. Go on, there you go. There you go. Right. Okay, moving on. Right, blue. What do we want? What don't we want? More importantly, let me take this out just for the moment. So we're going to keep our smouldering spires. Okay. Tuck Scrapper is a 4-drop. 3 and a red 2/2. Okay. Corner of Gales. Quick visit, man. There we go. Bye. Funny. He's a funny boy in a good way. Right, Corner of Gales. Let's just start maybe boarding some of these. So Kraken Hatchling, an Ether Figment, yeah, into the Royal, okay, I'll keep that. Sejiri Merfolk, 2-1 for 2, as long as you control planes as first royal, we don't, so let's just take that out for the moment. Tempest Owl, 1/2 flying for 2, has this kicker. Okay, interesting. Ether Trade Winds. So 2 blue bounces target permanent you controlled. Oh, and target permanent you don't control to their own hand. So that would only be useful, I suppose, if we're fiddling around with some ETB stuff and we can leverage that. Horizon Drake, flying protection from lands, 3/1 for 3. It's a bit fragile, but it is a 3 power creature. Does have protection from lands. Lethargy Trap. Probably not in this deck, but might revisit that. Sky Ruin Drake. Okay, 2/5 with flying for 5. Right. Burst Lightning. Single red with 4 kicker, so it does 2 damage to target creature or player, but if we kick it, it does 4. Skitter of Lizards, so this is this 1/1 for 1. You can multi-kick it and get +1/+1 counters on it for each time it was kicked, so that's useful if it's coming out later in the game. So we keep hold of that. Battle Slinger, 1 and a red. Does have haste. So 1/1 for 2, but it's got haste. When it enters the battlefield, okay. +1/+0. So it can buff itself because it's an ally. So you get a 2/1 for 2 with haste. Goblin War Paint. Might slow the deck down, possibly. Punishing Fire. 1 and a red, 2 damage. Whenever an opponent gains life, you may pay red. If you do, return punishing. Okay. To your hand, right. Searing Blaze. 1 damage to target creature, 1 damage to target creature that player controls. 2 red, does have landfall. If you had land into the battlefield under your control this turn, Searing Blaze does 3 damage to that player and 3 damage to target creature instead. We'll have that. Claws of Valakut. 1 and 2 red. +1/+0 for each for each mountain. So that does scale. So even though we've got to play it on a creature, if we've got a lot of mountains in play, yeah, that would be cool. Later game. And of course, once it's so once it's on there, it scales based on the mountains. Goblin Rune Blaster. Well, this was this 2 and a red, 2/1 for 2 and a red, where it had kicker that you could use to destroy a target non-basic land. Cool. Magma Rift. Oh yeah, so those, we'll keep those in. Ricochet Trap. So this was one of these traps. Don't know if I want that in the deck. Roiling Terrain. Ooh. It's tempting. Destroy a target land. Let's put that off in our sideboard. Tuck Scrapper. Okay, so we have a few allies, not a lot. That's 2/2 for 3. We'll try it out. $19 cards, so I need to lose 1 card. What am I gonna? Oh no, I don't, because this is a land, isn't it? So that's good. Yeah, so we're good. So we've now got to just add some mountains and islands. Oh, it's pretty even. Yeah. Where's all our... Have we got anything with doubles in it? So, double blue, double red. This counts as a red, so do we just want equal amounts of stuff maybe at this point? Do I put slightly more red in here? Let's just leave it the same at the moment. So I need to add, let's see if we can find some fancy full art stuff here. So, mountain. Let's put that in there for the moment. And we want a island. And then we'll take a look and see what we can see. Okay. Zendikar. So it must be the ones at the bottom then. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that was a classic, wasn't it? Yeah, remember that one. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Decisions. Well, I'm going to go for that. Now the mountains, let me refresh my memory. Oh yeah, okay, nice. What did I just do there? Did I miss one? So, maybe that one? What do you reckon? I got the right one there, yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 6. I'm just wondering whether I should... should remove this. This is going to slow things down a bit. And just about feel tapped when my red one drops. Certainly wouldn't want this in my opening hand, you see. Can't block this turn. Okay, well let's leave it in for the moment, just see what the opening hands look like. So we'll just lay it out on a curve. So 4 1 drops, 6 2 drops, 5 3 drops, a 4 drop and 2 5s. Okay. So that's 10 cards here. And then 15 by the time we get to our 3 drops. But remember, some of these are kickers as well, so they sort of, I suppose you could say, occupy 2 different spots on the curve, depending on when you want to play them. And when that would be advantageous to do that, depending on when they appear. So I think that's good enough. I do want to make sure that I can cast those Kraken hatchlings, so maybe I should keep the blue and the red fairly equal, even though there's a slightly bias on the coastal to red. Okay, let's just see what some hands look like. Okay, so here we're all in blue. Let's just go through and oh dear, we are seeing. Okay, well that's fine. Burst lightning. Well, there hasn't been a hand so far where we haven't had some form of land anyway. Although there's been at least a couple where it's probably not been conducive. Let's just play this one out. What do I want to do with this one? That is a 4-drop, okay. Punishing fire. Okay, so we could blow something up if there was something out, maybe. I don't know. Oh, and we can get it back as well, can't we? Cool. Okay, so good to know. Let's just say we had played that. Do we want to clause of Valakut or Kraken actually? That would be rather amusing. We don't have 2 red owls out at the moment, do we? No. It's a little on the slow at the moment. We got into the Royal. Okay, so there's another Kraken hatchling. Let's try this one. Okay. Island, Kraken hatchling. We could get an early unblockable ether figment out. I wonder if could get this out. It does have haste. Let's just do that. See what happens. Another card with Kicker. We've got Searing Blaze. I probably want that, so I could cast the Searing Blaze if I want. Let's just get that out. What's that? Question whether I want to hold on that. Well, let's just keep. I could keep the pressure up in this one. Yep, red. So Searing Blaze. That can be cast. Cool. Yep. Okay. So on. Boom. Okay, good. I was hoping my claws of Valakut might appear and I could stick it on the ether figment. Okay. Now I've held on to this. Turn 3. Okay. Probably could have played that turn 1. Oh, there's my island. My Kraken hatchling. Another island. So I can decide whether I want to kick that. I do forget that has haste, so yeah, it's another good thing. So if I were to kick it, then that would come in with counters on it. There's a Punishing Fire, Mysteries of the Deep. That. Tucked Up Scrapper. Probably could have timed that better. Anyway. And so on. So be a bit slower off the blocks there, but yeah, interesting. One more. Oh, let's see where we go with this single blue. So. Oh, looks like we're in a bit of trouble. There we go. Claws. So if you want to if you want to benefit from the counters on ether figment, then yeah, that's a 5-drop. I do have these. Have I got another land? Oh, let's just play these out. Burst lightning. I need a mountain to get my Claws of Valakut on my ether figment. Oh. What's that? Not enough blue. I could play that and kick it. There's enough mana to do that. There's an island, so then I do have enough to do that. Okay, cool. So another one to probably have looked at there would have been, if I go back to the deck, was yeah, maybe red white. So I could have gone for probably like a red-white, aggressive mid-range. So, keep a lot of the red cards, so Skitter of Lizard, Burst Lightning, the Battle Slinger, and then stick in some of the white stuff, so the Kabira, Evangel, stuff like that. Join the ranks in here somewhere. I just change it to colour, let me just see. So yeah, so Battle Herder, join the ranks, Kabira, Evangel, that sort of stuff. And of course the step links, of which there are 2. In fact, that would have been quite interesting. Would have been I wonder how white blue would have panned out. That could have been interesting. With the step links and the Kraken hatchlings. Yeah. Yeah, so we could have played around a bit there with white red. We could put that in as well. Okay, there we go. I think I'll stop there. Thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future episode.